One of the biggest things we've learned about 2018 about Microsoft is while they are forging their own path, they also see that Sony has a good idea or two as well, and you can utilize a lot of what Sony does and sort of make it into your own. And I think that's what Microsoft is doing. And I also think that it's something that's going to work out very well for them, for the simple fact that, you know, one of the big things they're doing is bringing exclusives and buying studios, and I think that's something that we're going to see. We also have to see Microsoft expand out and do things like VR, and maybe according to this latest bit of information, they could be doing even more of these things. So this is going to be an interesting video. Hopefully you guys are all having a great weekend. It's going to be a great one, I can tell you that much. It's already been a fantastic year so far. Obviously, Microsoft Game Studios is growing. Microsoft has a very formidable arsenal of developers right now, and they're not done yet. According to a very popular analyst named Lewis Ward, in an interview which I'm going to be able to link, he said that it's clear that Microsoft is looking to push exclusives for its devices and that they'll continue with acquisitions to cover all the gaps in their portfolio. So that's very important if you think about it, right? Like, so they did all the big purchases and things like that, and some of their studios now have two different you know, types of people working there. You know what I mean? You have Playground that has two studios, you have Obsidian has multiple as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And he says, well, Microsoft still doesn't have a large game developer base as big as Sony or Nintendo after the acquisition. This is a signal that Microsoft wants to put out more exclusives moving forward, and we'll likely see more acquisitions as they continue to bolster their first-party lineup by plugging holes in genres and subgenres that they think grow relatively quickly over time. He also says that he sees Microsoft finally embracing virtual reality on consoles next generation via their mixed reality initiative that they have otherwise pushed to Windows 10 PCs. This is what he had to say about that. Microsoft wants to be more of an enabler for other Win 10 based hardware and software. There's no reason Xbox One X can't play Windows mixed reality games right now. I'm not sure why Microsoft hasn't pulled the trigger on that, but they'll very likely be in that space with their own next-gen console. The bottom line is that while a lot of people are still down on VR, I expect 2018 global spending on off-the-shelf software, which is primarily games on all platforms, to roughly double the 2017 spending total and wind up with $1 billion range this year. Given that VR is finally coming into its own right, it's something that Microsoft will likely want to support as well with the next-gen console. I think the idea would be for Microsoft is, would they want to come out with VR that only supports Xbox One X and leaves out the majority of the people that own like an Xbox One S or an Xbox One? So maybe a fresh start with VR would be the better option next generation, and I think that makes a lot of sense as well. Sometimes it's good to sort of flatter some of these people and things like that, and Sony doesn't get it all wrong, despite what many people think. I actually don't dislike Sony at all. I like a lot of the things they do, just they don't really cater to my particular style of gaming as much as I would like them to. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I will link this. Hit me up on Twitter at @_Crapgamer, Xbox Live MOH Crapgamer, and if you guys would be so kind as to like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hit that bell so you're notified of all the content as soon as it drops, I would very much appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.